How you doing, bro?
What's up, man?
Good to see you, man. And of course, a first time to debut here on Project VO Pod. It's great to have you, First Amender.
Hi, how you doing?
We're doing good, man. We're doing good. Happy
Yes.
that you showed up for the debate, bro. I'm happy
Glad to
you're
be
able to
here.
make. Yeah, man. So looking forward to this. Now, I will tell you this. I don't know what fucking direction these guys are going to go with at all. I have no idea. It's a pretty wild claim, even in my take here. So I don't know where they're going to go with it. Who knows? That's kind of the fun of it. So we'll see with that. Gentlemen, any questions before we move on with the debate?
Good.
You good? Everybody's good? All right, cool. So yeah, so we're gonna do opening statements. We'll give a soft 5 minutes to each debater, especially with Damon and Teriak. You guys are gonna go first to lay out your claim, flesh it out, and we'll give the oppositions the same amount of time to reply, and then we go into open dialogue. So starting with Teriak or Damon, time starts whenever.
Yeah, so I guess I'll go first, Damon. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, first of all, hail Prometheus. Also want to thank Jake, my opponents, for showing up, Damon as well, for being a partner on this, and especially the chat for the folks at home. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to start my opening with just a little prediction. You know what I mean? Like, I pretty much, the only thing I can see them do is just like base their whole kind of like argument on one big ad hom. We're the devil, we're Satan, we're Yahtzees, we're, you know, the worst people in humanity kind of thing. So if that's the
true. You
case,
guys are.
then, yeah, if that's the case, then I will be your Satan. You know, a little inspiration from Book of Job, Ha Satan, the adversary. I'll be your Satan, okay? I'll be your punching bag, all that kind of good stuff. So first of all, I want to start with definitions, because definitions are important. And again, this is going to seem weird why we're defining this, but just keep this one in the back pocket. So first of all, I'm just going to define what genocide is. A lot of people think that genocide is like two nations go to war and one nation wipes out another nation. That ain't the whole story. Like, genocide also includes if one nation was to take all the males and females and castrate them. That would also constitute genocide as well. Just note that in your mind, put in your back pocket. We'll come to it later. Second of all, what I want to do is highlight the whole gender conformers and then the gender non-conformers. Basically, two groups of people we're going to be talking about here tonight. And again, like I know, like what Jake will, like audience, like right wing, all the stuff, don't really kind of get a lot of the concepts. But just to simplify it down for you, it's like there's basically the gender conformers are basically, you know, males or men who were born male and act like men, women who were born female act like women, and also transgender people who are post-operation. They adhere to what they would call as gender conformers. Non-gender conformers, GNC, gender non-conformers, they're basically like homosexuals, lesbians, tomboy girls, effeminate men. They're basically, they operate as if they're, you know, men or women, all this kind of stuff. They defy the gender norms, as they say. So if I was a homophobe, like if I was a Satan character, do you know what I mean? Like, basically my whole plot would be this, do you know what I mean? Basically what I'd want to do is I'd want to confuse these gender non-conformers. I want to, like, because we basically want to just wipe these people out. So like what we do is we'd confuse them young, you know? So like we basically like tell these people that are already confused, you know, sexually maybe, as young as like, you know, like 9, 10, you know, 11 years of age. Like if they like other boys, how do they not know that they don't, you know, they're not just a woman born into a man's body? You know what I mean? That like how do you know the difference? Well, you'd have to like continue on with the gender stuff. Do you know what I mean? And then what we do is we basically lead them through the path of like all these like drugs, like Lupron. Lupron, by the way, is a drug that was used to chemically castrate sex offenders. So you see how, like I said, this is starting to go down the evil path. We're basically convincing these young people who are confused to chemically castrate themselves. And then when they're down the path and they're old enough, we can get them to do these surgeries. So they surgically remove their genitals. You know what I mean? Which, like I said, in terms of the confusing them young, we've seen data from the DSM-5, whereas they're saying like 80% of like kids that come in with gender dysphoria, when they grow up, it dissipates. They no longer have gender dysphoria. So as little as like 9 years of age, like these young kids, these doctors, it's like an 80% chance that they might diagnose this wrong. And the consequence of this is to chemically castrate them, remove genitals, et cetera, et cetera. And like I said, if I was that evil genius, I mean, like I said, that Satan character, you know what I mean? I'm effectively genociding the gender non-conformers. Because like I said, in terms of the whole thing, we're chemically castrating them. we're leading them down this path, and we have like an 80% error rate, the potential of this. And you might say, this is a crazy conspiracy theorist. But this is what they do in Iran. Iran is one of the top 3 countries for trans surgeries in the world. And the greatest evil genius part about this ideology is that, like, I'm the hero. I'm the ally. I'm the trans ally. You know what I mean? And I'm charging them thousands of dollars to do this to themselves. All these gender non-conformists, I confused them. I've got them to think 1 equals 0 by just adding in gender, fucking with their heads. And now what would have been a homosexual has now castrated, like Dylan Mulvaney is a homosexual who's castrated himself, mutilated his genitals, and like I said, he's paid thousands of dollars to do it. That's why it's evil genius. And I'm willing to play that character for you.